Hi guys, I'm making a video here to show you guys what to do to update your Passport Max, your Escort Passport Max. It is also a way to update other Escort radar detectors that are able to be updated, but in this instance I'm just going to reference the Passport Max because that is the detector that I have from Escort. Okay, so I'm just going to show the Max here very generally. I know it's dark, so first thing you're going to do is you buy the detector, you get home with it, and you want to make sure that it has all the latest and greatest firmware and software on it. So the two things that you can basically update with the Passport Max is the firmware and the camera database, which the camera database is referred to as the Defender database, and this database holds the camera locations, whether it's a speed camera or a red light camera, across the entire nation. So it is important that you make sure your detector, if able, in the Passport Max, it is definitely able to be updated. It has the latest camera locations on it. Now it's going to come with the camera locations on it. It just most likely won't have the most updated version. You know, any changes that have been made and so on. And it most likely will come, in the case of the Passport Max, it will most likely come with, at the time of this video, the latest firmware is version 1.8. It will most likely come with that firmware on it already, so it will not be necessary to update the firmware. It will not hurt the detector to tell it to go ahead and update to the latest firmware, but it should not be necessary. Now, if you're watching this video at a later date and a newer firmware version has come out, say 1.9 for example, then obviously that would be something you would want to do. So you get the detector. What do? Well, obviously you need your radar detector. You need a computer, whether it's a PC or Mac. They have both, a version for both. And you're going to need it's called a USB A to B cable, and one side of the cable is obviously going to have your standard USB port here. The camera's zoomed in, so it's not going to focus very well, but this is just your standard size USB. This end will obviously go into the computer itself, and then the other side of the cable is going to have a smaller version of USB that will go into the radar detector itself, and this is a pretty standard size. It's I believe this is the mini. There's a mini and a micro version. You will not need a power supply to do this, and you'll see why. So I already have the escortradar.com website pulled up. There are two ways that I know of that you can get to this, the next part that you need to go to download the software, Escort Detector Tools. And while you're at it, if you just bought or purchased your Passport Max, for example, you're going to want to go to escortradar.com, and then up here up top, I'm using my mouse cursor, I don't know how well you can see and read this. You're going to want to go up top to product registration. Okay, so you click that and it's going to bring up this screen. Now obviously register your product, read what's on there, and you know, do all of that. And you'll see here the first link is click here to register a Smart Cord Live or Smart Radar product. Okay, the second link is the one that you want to pay attention for this video, is updatable GPS powered Escort products. This has a built-in GPS. It says GPS on top. The Passport Max, all of them have built-in GPS inside the unit, and it says click here to register a Passport Max, and these are the other units that that you can update. A Passport 9500 IX, a Passport 9500 CI, a Passport 8500 CI Plus, a Passport IQ, or a Passport SC55. Okay, so obviously we have the first one, a Passport Max. So you would click that, and it's gonna bring up a registration screen. I'm not gonna read all of this, but I will read the first sentence. After you have registered your detector and created a download account, log in to download the latest detector tools. Okay, that's the software that you'll be seeing shortly. You will have 90 days of free access to the Defender database updates. Okay, so that's something that you need to keep in mind. From the time you register, you have 90 days until that a database subscription expires, starting from the date you registered. Okay, Defender database updates after that time will require a subscription, and I'll find the price for that if you're curious in a bit. But for now, let's just go forward with this. On the left side, you'll see all the registration parts. So if for many of you, that's where you'll be at. So you're just going to want to fill it out, your name, address, zip code, and your email. And you're going to want to put in the serial number of the product. The serial number is on the box, and to my knowledge, on the Passport Max, it is not actually on the detector itself. Now, I could be wrong. I have not researched this, but I know it is on the box. That's where I got mine. So since I'm already registered, I'm just going to put in from that point on. You just put in the email that you registered with. Okay, over here on the right hand side, and then you click in log in. And it's going to give you a standard license agreement. You read that, and then once you're satisfied, you click on I agree to the above terms, so on. And there you are. At this point, you're going to be at the download screen for Detector Tools, and it's going to tell you exactly how to use it. It's going to give you notes on some things that you might need for it to work on your computer. And it's going to tell you how to install, and if you have an IQ detector, and so on. At the very bottom, if you happen to have a Mac, it's going to have the Mac version down here at the very bottom. But for everybody else, for the Windows version, up top is where you'll be downloading it, where that icon is. So you're going to obviously click on download. And it's a 25.1 megabyte file at the time I'm making this video, which is August 20th, 2014. And so I'm just going to do it. I'm going to let it download and install it, just to be thorough here. I already have it on the computer, but while I'm waiting on that, I can go ahead and hook up the detector to the computer. So again, you're going to take that cord. And the Passport Max has a port here on the side, and you'll see it's going to be the same size that fits that mini small side of the USB cord. So you're going to plug the cord in here, as I will get here. You're going to want to plug the cord in that socket, so you just make sure it matches up, and try to keep it in the camera here. You plug that in, you're good to go. Just set your Max somewhere safe so it doesn't fall, and plug it into a USB port on the computer. This laptop has them on both sides, so I'll just stick it in one over here on this side. Yeah, there's one. Okay, make sure the screen is still in focus for you there. So once you plug it in, it's gonna pick it up, and if you get this screen on your Passport Max, you're good to go. That's the USB symbol, and that means it's hooked up. Okay. Here we have Detector Tools. has been downloaded, so we're going to go there and let me find it. I'll put it somewhere where it'll be easier to see. I'm just going to minimize the browser window, and it should be on here. Okay, and you're just going to I'm sure you know how to unzip, but what you're going to do is take the file. I'm going to right click it and say extract all, and then it's going to ask you where to put it. You can leave it as it is. I'm just going to say put it in a folder called Escort Detector Tools and say extract, and there we are. Now it's going to pull up a menu that's going to have two files. You're going to want to click on setup and then click on run, and then since I already have mine installed, it's asking me to repair or remove, so I'm just gonna say cancel, but otherwise you would tell it to next and go on to finish the detector tools installation. It's very quick, it works very well. And then at that point you're going to want to open up, you'll have an icon that looks like this. So I'll stick this out in the middle. If you can see that, it's basically, I think it's a screwdriver and a wrench. You're just going to click on that to open it up. And remember, you have the Passport Max here connected to a USB port on your computer. So Escort Detector Tools is going to try to read, searching for a detector, connecting to a Passport Max. Okay, and then it validates the serial number, and there you are. Okay, you can see the Max is connected. Serial number is going to be up top. That's green. Green is always good. And once you've registered a serial number, you know there's no fear for someone else stealing it or using that because it's already registered to my account. Okay, and you're going to have some options here. You're going to have merge your data, true lock and mark locations with the latest Escort Defender database. So that is going to basically take everything that you already have on there and merge it with the latest update. And you'll get weekly emails because they are weekly updates of the Defender database. So and in the title of these emails, it says the states that have been changed, and so once you see your state on there, you know that's when you want to go and you want to get your detector and you want to update. If you travel a lot, then you probably want to update each week, or at least check for the states that you travel to often, of course. So, and then down here you have update your detector with the latest software from Escort. So I'm just going to click that one, and that's asking about the firmware. So device firmware is current. Do you want to continue? I'm going to say no because that takes a while. So at that point, that's how you would update your firmware. And then for the database itself, for the Defender database, you want to click the top one, and down here it says merging your locations, and then it's giving me a percentage of completion. It's at 6% right now, so we're at 96%, 97, 98, 99, 100. Okay, it's writing them. It's at 100%. And now successfully merged that database location. Defender database is current as of 8/18/2014. Now today is the 20th. The 18th is the date apparently of when the last Defender database update took place. Okay, and you notice you have two other screens here, tabs rather, and I'll just tell you basically what they are. You have backup your data, true lock and mark locations to your computer. So it's just a good way to make a backup. I'll go ahead and click it. and it's going to go ahead and put the date in. It's going to call it the detector name underscore true locks and then the date. And so I'm just going to say save, and so it's going to read the locations, and now it's pulling them off of your actual Passport Max and putting them on your computer. And that's a good idea, because you know, sometimes things can get corrupt. You know, data can be corrupted from power surges and spikes, and you know, say something happened to your Max and you had to send it in for service, it just wouldn't turn on or something, and you know, you could get it back and you could put it straight back to the way that you had it, you know, because you can mark locations all with your Passport Max that are not in the nationwide Defender database. So those are your personal marks. No one else has those, and they're useful for you. So it's merging those two things together, your own local ones and the ones that everybody can access and has. Okay, so there it goes. Takes about that long, and now they're backed up on my computer. And then the next one is restore. That should be self-explanatory. Merge is what I just did on the first page. Remove, that's going to remove the locations from your detector. And then update all is update your Escort Detector with all the latest software. Okay, and then you have one more tab. Depending on the detector you have, to the best of my knowledge, the tabs available and what options are available will vary. Okay, that's the best way that I can put that. But here we have remove location types. Each of the selected location types will be removed when you press the remove button on the advanced tab. Okay, so you select what you want to remove here. Say right now it's true locks, red light cameras that are user added. Remember, there's a difference between user added and the red light cameras in the database. I just talked about that, and so on. So if you want to remove anything with the computer, you select what it is, and you go back to the advanced tab and you click on the red button that says remove, and it will remove whichever ones that you checked off with the checkbox. And for the Passport Max, that's all there is with the software of Escort Detector tools. So the detector is ready to go, and that is it. Okay, if you wanted to actually just type in the URL to get to the Escort registration page and to download Escort Detector tools, you would just go up to the browser URL bar, type in www.escortradar, escortradar.com/product registration. Okay, that's all one word for the last part. Product registration. PRODUCTREGISTRATION, and then you would just press enter or go, and that would take you to the same page that I got to at the beginning of the video, which I will show you again. That's just www.escortradar.com, and you would go up to the right. It's probably the easiest way to get to it, of course. You go up to the top right here and you'll see product registration, and you click on that, and then again I'll click on the updatable GPS powered Escort products, and it just says click here to register. As I said before, Passport Max, Passport 9500 IX, and so on. And then you get the registration screen where you can put in your information, or if you've already registered, you can log in to download. And the Detector Tools program itself actually has software updates of it as well. So if you want to learn about your device or you have questions, you can go to escortradarforum.com. You just add forum to the Escort Radar, all one word, and you'll be brought up to the forums, which, you know, will give you Escort Radar announcements, news articles, and then depending on which detector, Passport Max, Passport 9500 IX, the red line, Smart Radar, the Passport IQ, Passport 8500, X50, X50 Black, Solo Series, and so on. Or if you want to have questions about Escort Live, etc., you can go to the forums and you will always get help on your issue. And of course, you can call Escort. I am not affiliated with Escort. It may sound like I am, but I'm not. I just really like their product here, and for new people who have a Passport Max, these videos I think will be helpful, especially for people who aren't sure exactly where to go to get the software or how to register and stuff like that. So hope that helps some of you new people out that have bought this product, and